Stripe is a service that makes e-commerce really easy, so we can charge our users very easily with Stripe. So at this point right here, you discover that I already have a default button, and that's how Stripe makes it very easy. And of course, you can customize this if you want to have maybe a more beautiful interface or something like that, but we're going to be going through the basics. Now, when you get a Stripe account, you just need to put in your email and your password and you get an account. When you get that and you're in your dashboard, this is the information that you're gonna see. Of course, you're gonna see 0 right here. This is my account. Okay, how does Stripe work? First thing that you're gonna need is in your account settings, you need your API keys, right? So these keys right here are the ones that are gonna be used during testing, and these keys right here are the ones that are gonna be used when your application goes live. So that's where they are. And next thing you notice is this live and test version. So right here we are in test mode, so our application is in test. Once you're ready and you've tested and everything is working with your application and you want to go live, you just need to switch. Okay, and of course you have to activate your account before doing that. Next thing, it has a very awesome documentation, and if we head over to the quick start right there, you discover that the form that we are seeing in our application right now is just from here. Okay, so if you're signed in like I am, when you copy this form, it's automatically gonna populate this with your public testing key from here, right here. Okay, so if I check out my API keys, what I have for P test is what is populated right here. So I just copied the form and I went into my application, into my checkout.blade.php, and I have that exact form right here. So I'll copy this again so that I copy my key and I'll replace this form with it right there. Okay, so go ahead and do exactly the same thing. Okay, so when you have that set up, just a little indentation right here. When you have that set up, you discover that you have your public key right here, and this form actually contains some pre-filled data, and this is how we're going to be charging our cards. So let's take a look at this form. First of all, it says put in your site server code. It means that we're going to be processing payments on our server with Laravel, and we'll take care of that in a moment. And then Stripe makes an API call to this URL right here. So it's using this script. And next thing, we have our data key, which is our public key, like I showed you. Next thing, we have the amount, which is the amount we want to charge the user. Next thing is the demo site, which is the name. Okay, if I save this and I refresh right here and I click pay with card, you discover what we have here is demo site. So I can change that right there, and I can put in the name of our site, which is right here. Okay, so you can put in whatever you want. I'll just put in the name of our site. If I refresh again and I come right down, you discover that's the name. Okay, data description, we can put it as buy some books or whatever we want. And then next thing is the image right here. Okay, so we can input whatever image we want right here. So for this market right here, we can change the image to whatever we want. That's how we can customize that. And data locale auto. Okay, so we can set up what language or what locale it's using. Okay, so that's what we need to actually process our credit cards. You see, we are not building any fancy forms to take in credit cards, because Stripe is gonna take in the credit cards and it's gonna do something with them. Now, what is Stripe gonna do? Let's go ahead and check that out. When Stripe takes in our credit card information, it's gonna make an AJAX request using this script right here, and it's gonna send it to Stripe. Stripe is gonna process the credit card, understand it, validate it. If everything is okay, then it's gonna tell us, okay, everything is okay, and it's gonna return to us a Stripe token. So what we're gonna be charging is a Stripe token and not a credit card. So this gives us a lot of security, because we know, okay, the security is not in our hands. We don't have to worry about anything. So Stripe gives us that token, and using PHP, we're gonna charge that token. Okay, so let's go ahead and see this in action. So obviously, when Stripe comes back with a token, it needs to send the result of the token to where this form is submitting. So let's go ahead and take care of that. So I'll say route, and this is gonna be called carts.checkout. And obviously, since this is a post request, we need to pass in the CSRF field right here. Okay, so that Laravel's token for authentication is also passed. Okay, so let's set up that route. So in my web.php, I'm gonna have a new route called cart.checkout, and it's going to be a post, so it's different from this one right here. So I'll say route and I'll say post, and this is going to go to /cart/checkout. Okay, and right here we're going to have uses the checkout controller at the pay method. Okay, and we're going to say as cart.checkout, just like we called in our view right there. Okay, so in our checkout controller we need the pay method, right? So let's go ahead and put that up. So in our checkout controller we're going to create a method called pay. So public function pay right there, and what we're going to be doing is just die dumping the request data. So the request that comes from Stripe, we'll just get all of it and we'll die dump. So remember, we are not in control of this form. Stripe is doing all the work. So it's gonna first of all send an AJAX request to their own server. It's gonna take in the data amount. It's gonna take in our key to know who is processing that. It's gonna also submit the credit card details that it got from the form, and it's gonna process that credit card, validate it, do everything it needs to do with it, and then it's gonna send us a token that we are going to use to charge the credit card. So let's go ahead and see this in action. So if I refresh right here and I say pay with card, right here I can put in some dummy email, and I can put in a credit card, which is a test credit card with Stripe, and I can put in whatever month I want and whatever year, and I can put in whatever CVC. Okay, so when I click pay with card, you discover it sends an AJAX request, gives us a confirmation, goes to that URL, and it sends us a Stripe token. And this is the token we are going to be using to charge credit cards. Okay, so this one right here is just Laravel's token for authentication, but this Stripe token is the token that we're going to use to charge the credit card that was just filled in. Okay, so right here this form was submitted by Stripe to this endpoint, and in our controller we defined that that endpoint should just die dump the request. So in the next video we're going to be actually charging this by using the Stripe token and getting some money from the client. So thank you so much and see you then.